Pulse? Matt? Sure you okay?
Yeah, as long as my toes don't break off, I'll make it.
We trudged on along the icy pavement, each step breaking through the thin top layer of ice and sinking into the sludge below. Hard-packed snow, coated with a dull black grime thrown up by passing cars, lined the roadway. The club was just 5 blocks from the metro station, but I felt as if we'd trekked across half of Siberia. Boarded-up storefronts lined the deserted streets. Traffic was non-existent. Even the locals knew better than to be out in this weather. I'd given up hope of catching a ride. We'd more chance of flagging down a dog sled than a taxi. As if to add to my misery, fat snowflakes the size of 20-cent coins began floating to earth. Katya turned and smiled. Don't worry. After interview, back at hotel, I show you old Ukrainian remedy to ward off cold. Not even the low-wattage sodium streetlights could mute her beauty. The tip of her button nose had turned red from the cold. I watched her brush a wisp of golden hair from her face and thought back to that morning. Sunlight bursts into the room as Katya slowly spreads the hotel curtains. I catch a glimpse of her silhouette, lithesome and naked, before being blinded by the sun's rays reflecting off snow-covered rooftops. I shut my eyes tightly, cursing the sun's unwanted intrusion. When next I open them, Katya stands at the foot of the bed, arms by her side. Her visage is difficult to read, contemplative, like a predator eyeing its prey, but with a hint of sadness. Without a sound, she begins a slow, cat-like crawl forward and straddles my body. Delicate hands pin my arms to the mattress as she slowly lowers her face towards mine. Her hair cascades down, tickling my nose, cheeks, eyelids. I shut my eyes and pretend to put up a struggle. With her face hovering centimeters above me, I feel the full length of her petite body connect with mine. A frisson of pure electricity races wildly from head to toe. I open my eyes, knowing I'll immediately fall headlong into 2 shimmering pools of the deepest blue. A passing car sprayed my jeans with an icy slush, shaking me from my reverie and dousing the inner warmth the memory of Katya generated. But my resolve to get this interview over with and to hurry back to the hotel increased threefold. Perhaps Groundhog Day would come early. From across the street, pulsating music radiated from the club's entrance. The club itself was a converted warehouse. A neon sign attached to a makeshift overhang flashes the name in big red Cyrillic letters. Club Kremlin, Club Kremlin. The only color illuminating this monochrome street. Several groups of Kharkiv's youth huddled together at the base of the steps leading to the entry. A fire burned in a 44-gallon drum next to the steps. And beside it, a bouncer the size of Andre the Giant checked the wannabe partiers for suitability. The neighborhood was a Russian stronghold in this embattled city, the fragile border with an encroaching Mother Russia just 30 kilometers to the north. My limited research turned up very little of interest in the life of the man we were meeting. Arkady Igorovich Voronin, middle-aged billionaire, unmarried, a rider of daddy's coattails to the top of the family import-export business, a semi-recluse who rarely left Eastern Europe. From the few photos I found of him online, he appeared trim, athletic, but not muscled, always impeccably dressed, but never smiling. Either he was only ever photographed leaving funerals, or money truly didn't buy happiness. Not to say he hadn't led an interesting life, and with some dubious ties to the Russian military apparatus to boot. But as I was only being paid to do a fluff piece on his philanthropic pursuits, the juicier segments of his life had nothing to do with me. Perhaps another day, another employer, and, more importantly, for another paycheck. We waited for an SUV to pass before crossing the road. A young boy gazed out from the back window, his face an impassive mask. His sad eyes seemed to bore into mine, and a pang of guilt for a life I'd left behind.